Hello everybody and welcome to Aeolus. Aeolus is my first ever roller coaster in Planet Coaster. So I didn't experiment that much with Planet Coaster so far, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So I decided to make this kind of ride because it just came up in my mind. I want to make it something like a Helix kind of ride, because Helix looks to me as one of the best coasters I've seen, like the way it interacts with the terrain and just never loses speed. It's awesome. So I have encountered a few problems with this ride. For example, I couldn't figure out the 4-meter trick. This kind of track type just doesn't allow me to do this, which is very sad, unfortunately, because I made some cool versions, but they didn't work out because they were just so jaggy. It sucks. So as you can see here, I have tried to make an inversion which just rolls into the track, but then I thought like it needs to be like Helix, so I made this kind of inversion. It looks pretty awesome, but the thing is, even after smoothing everything out, it just was very jaggy, which is very sad. I've tried so much in the, you also see that in this video, but it just didn't work out at all. So later on in another video I will be talking about the smoothing of the track. So I am gonna try and make this track as smooth as possible, because it would be a shame if it just didn't work out at all, because I really like the loop and the inversion because it's just looking so awesome. And I really want to keep this because it's like an icon for Helix, so I just want it to be an icon for my ride as well. So I'm going to try and create it as smooth as possible. This video is just all about the creation of the layout, because that's the important base of it first. So as you can see, I didn't get it figured out, so I just moved on and decided to create something very different. So I tried to make something like a Helix, and yeah, it turned out great, because I want to make something like a forceful Helix and just make it end up in a kind of, I don't know what kind of inversion it is, but it just didn't work out that well, because it just interacts with the track. So I tried something else and decided to make a looping instead. I decided to it may sound weird, but I decided to use something like a prefab inversion, so I wasn't very creative with that, but it just, because I have tried so many inversions, and it was so shaky that I just decided to give it up. I can maybe try and create an inversion, but it just took way too much time, and I thought I need to build on with this layout. So I've decided to make something with like a half loop with a corkscrew, and then something like a tiny airtime hill. So it keeps on having that excitement, which is awesome. And Helix also has something like a terrain followed kind of drop. So this drop will be just a regular drop with a slight curve in it, and even that was pretty. It was pretty shaky. I couldn't have that figured out either. So I have tried everything to smooth it out, but it just didn't work out for this kind of track type, which is very weird. It could maybe be the trains, but I don't know for sure. So after struggling a while with smoothing out everything, I just decided to move on, and yeah, I just couldn't be stuck in this loop forever. And yeah, I tried to make the excitement throughout this layout, so I just made something like a 0G roll. I really love the 0G roll because it gives you a weightlessness, and it just takes a brief moment to take it in. And then I had something like a clear idea. I wanted to make something like you go into a Helix and then get boosted up again, so that you really get that excitement going again and get that adrenaline pumping. But yeah, So it turned out pretty great. It looks very awesome for me at least. So I wanted this part of the ride to be a bit more like you feel like this is the second launch, so it will be the end of the ride, and yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. But it still needed to be something exciting. So this part of the ride stays very low to the ground, but has a lot of transitions, and yeah, it just keeps on maintaining that speed, but with some more unique elements. This isn't something like Helix would do, but yeah, it still is my own creation, and it's just a random ride. And because of this, I don't have any plans ahead for it, so I just decide on that moment what I want to do. And so this part of the ride will be like, yeah, I didn't have to struggle that much, so I tried using a lot of larger track pieces instead of the 4-meter track pieces, and it turned out pretty okay, I think. But yeah, it still isn't smooth. I don't know why. It's a very strange thing. I really love this kind of track type, and it just sucks that it's so shaky. But as said before, I'm gonna discuss that later in another video, so no worries. I do have some plans though for the theming, so I just want it to be something like a terrain type of coaster, so that it just follows the terrain, and I think that's very spectacular. I really love that on coasters like Black Mamba and Nemesis. It looks amazing. I really love it. So I just want this ride to be the same as that. So for this to be the end of the ride, I just need to have some higher elevated track elements, so that it just loses a bit of speed, and so it can later on end up in a brake run. So this part of the ride isn't very exciting, but I think I nailed it. The track pieces don't look as smoothed out yet, so it may be looking a bit awkward, but I will be later on fixing that. And yeah, so this is just kind of the end of the ride. Here you can see I just try to make some more airtime elements and just have a bit of a cool ending. I really like those angled brakes, but this just makes the ride so big. This just wasn't the thing I wanted to do, so I decided to add some more track pieces, so you get a bit more track. And I believe this ride already is very, very big, which is awesome, because I never thought I was going to make such an amazing ride. I really love it. Obviously the track isn't done, as you can see. It doesn't have any color, the trains don't have any color, but later on I will be doing that. So I'm thinking like maybe some kind of icon theme, which is cool, mixed with some Helix. So we'll see how that turns out in other videos. At the end of the video I have a few shots of the ride, and I hope you guys enjoy it. In the next video I will be talking about the smoothing of the track, and I'll also do some minor terraforming maybe. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.